All right, what's up? We're back with more of Avernum 2 Crystal Souls. Well, after several parts, we finally made it to the castle, so it's time for us to explore, and maybe also time to get some promotions as well, because we are long overdue for those. We've done so many missions up until this point. I still eventually want to avenge Katra, but I do want us to also get a little bit stronger before we take that on, because it is a tough fight. There is a large, torpid, pudgy iguana prowling the halls. You cannot help but notice it has a big blue ribbon around its neck. Under the ribbon is a name tag. The lizard's name is Fred. It hisses and attempts to bite you on the foot. You jump back and it runs away. Fred looks up at you, dreaming futile dreams of the day when it grows large enough to devour you. It tries to get the ribbon off to no avail. Then it bites you on the thumb. You pull your hand back and it runs away. A tall, thin woman paces about this courtyard. She carries several large parchment maps. Occasionally, she stops and spreads one out on the floor to inspect it. When you approach behind her, she squeaks an alarm and rolls up the map. Then she sees who you are. Oh, I suppose you know things already. You have clearance to be here, yes? My name is Lorraine. Welcome. What are the maps for? I'm working on a bit of research. That's what I'm here for. Can you tell me what you're researching? Not magic, tunnels. I'm going through all the surveys of tunnels in Avernum, even the oldest ones, to try to find useful tunnels. Right passage can help us to launch surprise attacks on the Empire. Also, I'm working on something else to take a break from all that. I'm trying to figure out where the Orb of Throne ended up. What is this Orb of Throne? It's an artifact. It enables his bearer to fly. We had it here, but it was stolen. But I think I know who the thieves are. Stolen? Out of the castle? How is that possible? A very good question. A complete mystery. Probably magic. What doesn't get done by magic these days? Where do you think it is? He shows you the map. They are of the caves west of Fort Remote and outposts southwest of here. There is a huge nest of Empire mages in there doing research. After the orb was stolen, troops in Fort Remote thought they saw some people fly over them. The Mage Fort is southwest of Fort Remote. I would bet that's where the spear ended up. Now, if only someone would get it. Do you know anything else about this fort? Very little. It's a dangerous place, full of magic and wrapped in secrets. We do know its name, obtained from messages carried by captured Empire couriers. The place is called Kothtar. Lorraine chats about the war with you, occasionally interrupting the conversation to show you some fascinating detail on one of her maps. Geography and geology truly interest her, and she discusses that to the exclusion of anything that would help you in your quest. You seem to be very interested in maps. Oh, it's a terrible job. With the barriers and the cave quakes and the new settlements springing up everywhere, how am I supposed to keep track of everything? I'm so behind and there's so much I need to know. Like what? Maybe I could help? Well, there is actually a way you could help me. There's supposedly a new town to the north, near Empire lands. It's called Harston. However, we have no idea where it is. If you could tell me where it's located and what it's like, it'll be a huge help. If you tell me, I'll put in a good word for you with Gilda. May help you get a higher security clearance. Okay, let's go ahead and take note of that. Pylon, and then we'll move on here. This burly, grizzled old veteran is wearing heavy, pitted chainmail. One of his arms is made of wood. The other arm has a barrel balanced on his shoulder. He nods when he sees you staring at him. I'm Ackroyd. Hi, need any help? Nah, I'm quartermaster for the castle, you know? I look after storerooms and stuff. Cause, you see, I was wounded and they needed somewhere to stick me. You have much stuff to look after? Yeah, sometimes. Not now, you know, and I don't have any to share with you. but there's an empty small barracks around here somewhere, not used for nothing. You could rest there and leave your stuff if you wanted. How'd you get wounded? The Empire, heard of it? One of their assassins nailed me in the arm. It got infected and poisoned and stuff, and it had to come off. I'm bitter, but hey, I got stuff to keep busy with, you know? Oh well. He puts the barrel down and easily picks up another. His remaining arm is frighteningly well muscled. Ackroyd grins toothily at you, not letting the barrel down from his shoulder. Muscles bulge in his neck and remaining arm. I'd like to trade with you. Have to disappoint you. We don't have the goods here. They're all at the front. I can buy, but I can't sell. I don't need anything. Then I'll get back to work. Too much to do. He walks off to move a big mound of flour sacks. The stuffy room is packed with dress blocks of stone, cement, and other building materials. In case of an Empire raid, any damaged walls can be quickly repaired. Okay. You meet an awkward, vacant young man wearing ill-fitting, ratty robes. He wears a silver circlet. You've heard of this person. This must be Prince Shevin, son of the king. Your guess was correct. He blurts out, I'm Shevin. Prince Shevin. I'm royal. Greetings, your highness. He stands up proudly. I'm royalty. I'm the prince. You know what that means. Sorry, what does it mean? That means I'll be king and wise, powerful ruler of Avernum. Me and my lizard Fred. That'll be really neat. But first, I'm supposed to be helping the war. Your lizard is named Fred? My loyal friend and guardian. If you see him, pet him for me. He thanks. Hard. Or her. It's a lizard. You know how it is. Oh, really? Helping how exactly? I was thinking of a whole new war-fighting strategy plan thing when you came along. For wiping out the Empire, and maybe the Vontai, and maybe even destroying Silvar, too. For good measure. He thinks. Or maybe Silvar shouldn't be destroyed. I'm still working this all out. Shevin stands imposingly, trying to create an image of regal equipoise. It isn't working out quite as well as it might, but at least he's making a good effort. You'll be king one day? My father says yes, if the council chooses me, so I have to impress them, and I think I will. Who is the council? He concentrates, trying to recall the answer. The king and the mayors of all the biggest cities. That's right, isn't it? I think that's right. Anyway, they choose the kings. I don't get it until they decide I'm a great leader. Do you have any missions for me? No, my father says I can't give out missions. It didn't work out well when I did it before. Too many adventurers died. Goodness. Yeah, I hate to break the news to you, kid, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to be chosen as king at this rate. I do want to find a lady that gives out promotions, though, because we are pretty much long overdue for clearance. You've rarely seen this much paper in one place in Avernum. There's stacks of it. It's all covered with tightly written ledgers, inventories, records, and other bureaucratic debris. You deliver the letter to Gilda. She reads it and shakes her head. More begging for advancement. Useless. You, though, have potential. You should come to me if you feel worthy of a higher rank. A happy woman with brown, frizzy hair sits behind the counter, blissfully shuffling forms back and forth. He tallies up numbers, updates lists of names, and engages in enthusiastic bureaucratic such and such. He stands to shake your hand. I am Gilda, head record keeper. I'm assuming you're here for a higher clearance? What sorts of records are kept here? Oh, you want to find most of it very interesting. Someone has to keep all the information straight. Of course, I do have to deal with soldiers, mercenaries, adventurers. You're in luck. I am a soldier. Yes, well, I'm generally in charge of evaluating and awarding security clearance. If you ever feel you've earned a new clearance, come see me. What are the clearances for? Gaining access to the more important research facilities and officials of Avernum. How do I qualify for a higher clearance? Being useful, doing missions, gaining the favor of mayors and commanders of our glorious nation. What are the clearances? Soldier, that's for soldiers. Magi, that's for access to areas of magical power. And crown, that's the best one. Gilda watches you happily, wondering what other forms to offer to you to make your lives easier. I'm the one to come to if you need a higher clearance. Never forget. Can I be issued higher clearance yet? Well, that depends. What is your name? She checks her papers. I see. And do you formally request a higher security clearance? I formally request a higher security clearance. She hands you some papers. Fill out these forms, please, and then I'll check your records. Dang, the suspense in this one part is just crazy. Gilda jumps away from the counter and summons up a tornado of paperwork. After a few minutes, she pops up from a cloud of airborne scrolls and hands you a small certificate. You are now of Magi clearance. Congratulations. Gilda looks at her records, then she looks at them again, checking and rechecking her figures. Finally stunned, she says, "Amazing, you've reached crown clearance." Then, with the brief burst of paperwork, you get a scroll proving it. Well done. Gilda shrugs. You have crown clearance. Can't beat that. Good for you. Now, if it's alright, I have a lot of work to be doing. You're above the likes of me. He grins and settles down to work. So that's why I'm glad I did all those missions first, because that contributed to us getting crown clearance right away. I keep wanting to say clown clearance. That is a tongue twister right there. There's lots of information here. How can you keep track of it all? It's easy. In fact, we could use more. If you're on a daring raid in some Empire fortress and you stumble across some of their records, bring them here. I'll pay you, and it will be a big help in my work. She takes papers and inspects them, her sharp eyes rapidly absorbing the details. Excellent. Quality spying right here. She counts out some silver coins for you. Thank you. If you find more, I have more money. I don't need anything else. I am sorry. I wish I could help you more. But yeah, we have both Magi and crown clearance now. Okay, we can't get in there. You slip into one of the cells. Empire prisoners are brought here for intense and intensive questioning. A burnout, hatred, and fear of the Empire is all-consuming. Prisoners here are given no mercy. A thin, pale man stands rigged in the corner. A blue field engulfs him from the neck down. It doesn't take long to figure out that the field is holding him paralyzed. The man whimpers and stares at you in terror. I am Levitt. Levitt, I'll tell you all. Why have you been restrained? He turns his head around weakly to look at you. The rest of his body is held utterly still. His voice is a terrified shriek. Please, please, I've told you everything I know. Refresh my memory. He whimpers. I was just a foot soldier. It was join them or they'd kill me. They blasted the abyss. I didn't want to die. They have lots of troops, but they never told me anything. I only know their mission. Go on. Tears slide down his face. It's a pathetic sight. They're going to do to Avernum what they did to the abyss. Giants, sliths, Nephil, humans, everyone. They're going to kill you all. Nothing more, nothing less. Now release me. Please let me go. Even if you wanted to, you don't know how. Tell me about Empire Outpost or I'll do something terrible to you. Oh, I don't know. No, wait. East of here. East of Almeria and west of the tower, Magi Tower and near a lot of lava. There's a secret outpost hidden past the lava. Lots of our best raiders. Why should I care? I heard the commander there has a great pass. That's the best there is, but it was just rumor. Don't hurt me if it's not true. Okay. You need Magi clearance to pass through this gate. Fortunately, you have it. A guard nods and raps on the door with his knuckles. You hear a click from inside. The gate opens for you. The walls in this room are lined with lead and covered with small, intricate runes. This alcove must be for summoning, a tricky business. This is a room for meditation. Mages can sit on thick rugs arranged in a circle around a brazier of burning incense. Inhaling the smoke makes you feel pleasantly lightheaded. You shake your head to clear it. You're starting to feel too comfortable. You find a mage with long, dark hair and severe features. She sits cross-legged on a carpet, staring into the brazier before her. When you approach, she smiles and motions for you to sit with her. You ask her name. I'm called Curtin. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is where I come to rest and ponder. The rest of the time, I perform research on teleportation. Learn anything interesting? Teleportation is a difficult but powerful field. Some of my work is on the shelves in the banquet hall. What's more, and she beams with pride as she says it, I helped work on the portal. Which portal? The portal in the Tower of Magi. It enables one to flash to anywhere in Avernum if they but know the right coordinates. How does the coordinate system work? Before entering the portal, you say 3 short words, which tell the portal where to send you. They are difficult to find but very useful. I have found 2 interesting sets of them for the castle and Erica's tower. Would you mind telling them to me? The coordinates for the castle are etched on a pylon. Determining them was a week of work. Finding the way to Erica's tower was an accident. We were trying to find a route to near Solberg's tower. The coordinates are on a pylon near there. Be careful not to tell people these coordinates. The portal would be dangerous in the wrong hands. You don't remember what the Erica coordinates were? They slipped my mind, sadly, but Solberg's tower is not far from Formello. It really is near there. You'll need a boat to get there, though. Where's the pylon? It is in the training courtyard to the west. Oh, duh, we already knew that. Can you teach me any magic? I only know about teleportation, and I do not teach it unless my student has years to spend. One mistake can leave you forever entombed in stone. Where can I learn magic? Patrick's tower is a wise choice. Also, the Tower of Magi, of course. Does X still have a secret office in the southeast corner? Nag him. He might share some secrets with you. You know what? That's actually true. Now that we have Magi clearance, we could learn magic from X finally. I wonder if we need this for a quest. We might save it. I don't remember if we do or not. Always down to take more elixirs, that's for sure. There is an ancient wizard puttering about this cramped laboratory. He has paper-thin skin and thin, wispy white hair. You recognize this man from tales you have been told. He is Roan, one of the original prisoners of Avernum. He was a very powerful magician, once. Now he is old and feeble. As he wanders past you, he mutters, "More soldiers, more demands. All right, I am Roan. I am here to serve. What do you need?" "I would like to learn more magic." He coughs. "There are towers for that. The castle is not a school." "You are the royal wizard?" He shakes his head as if to clear it of your interruption. Yes, wizard of the castle. Many honors. Can't you see I'm busy mulling? Mulling about what?" "I concentrate on bringing aid to Avernum. Magically. It is hard to concentrate, and you do not help." He turns his back to you. Boarding cell, leave the horrifying pet inside alone by order of Prince Shevin. Oh, so now we're facing Big Fred right here. Okay. Well, sorry, Chevin. We're doing this out of self-defense, so... Oh, come on, I wasn't able to heal Moses from that distance. Well, sorry, Prince Shevin. Big Fred is now dead. How the heck did he even get a cryo drake in here in the first place, though, is my question. Dad, adventurers killed my pet. Alright, before we go see the king, let's explore the rest of the castle. The chamber is where the council of Avernum meets. The mayors of the 6, now 5, great cities of Avernum and their aides come here to plan. It's a solemn chamber. It's also dusty. The council hasn't been able to come together for some time. They've been too busy dealing with their own local crises. You find a report written by someone named Curtin. It describes a massive teleporter. The portal in the Tower of Magi is functional, and early tests have been very promising. The user chants 3 brief words and enters. Then, depending on the word said, the portal sends the user somewhere within about 1,000 miles. Unfortunately, much energy is expended, so large numbers of troops can't be sent. Still, a small dedicated group of infiltrators could do considerable harm using this device. You meet a small, delicately featured woman with a sweet smile. Her robes are snowy white, and she radiates a constant power and confidence. A gold ink hangs from her neck. My name is Kristen. Welcome. Who are you? I am an Avernite, the last Avernite. I came here on my own after the Empire stopped sending people down. I realized that you were on the side of justice. Why did you feel so passionate about seeing justice done for Avernum? I fought for the Empire once. It shames me to admit it. I even sent those like you down here, but redemption is always possible, and is never as hard as it seems. My mission is to atone. So, just before the last Avernum portal was shut down, I snuck through. How can you atone? I provide healing for your warriors. I can also teach you spells which the Empire doesn't want you to have. Alas, I must ask a fee for my help. Worry not, the tithe will go to the needy and to the good fight. Kristen smiles at you. You bask in the constant warmth of peace and good feelings. You notice that her skin isn't very pale. She hasn't been down in the underworld for that long. Can I buy some spells? Ooh. Get a couple good ones from Seraphina for sure. Kristen is an exile from the surface world. She has come to share powerful rituals with the Avernites for a modest donation. I don't need any more help. Then go forth, fight for justice. Okay, so... Well, I forgot to see this. That still costs a lot of spell points, so I still think the other ones are more worth it, even with those bonus effects we get from that. This long, narrow passage ends in a short, dimly lit corridor. There's a lot of dust and little patches of mold are growing at the base of the walls. People don't come back here much, especially not the cleaners. There are several comfortable, unused beds in this room. You could probably get a few hours of interrupted rest here if you wanted. Nah, I think I'm good. There is a marble pedestal here. On the pedestal is a thick velvet pillow. Everything is covered with dust. The pillow still has a depression where the legendary Orb of Throne rested. It's gone now. These barracks are enormous. There's enough room here for a whole regiment of King Micah's finest soldiers. However, many of the beds look unused. The troops are probably out on maneuvers. At least, that's what you hope. The alternative is worse. Ooh, Wand of Death, nice. We'll sell that for money. I think we explored the rest of the castle pretty much, so now time to go see the legendary King Micah. Need crown clearance to pass through this gate. Fortunately, you have it. A guard nods and raps on the door with his knuckles. You hear a click from inside. The gate opens for you. Micah, revered king of Avernum, stands before you. In the early stages of Avernum, his calm guidance helped the stunned exiles tame the underworld. Eventually, the council chose him as a figurehead for your land. When you approach, he extends a hand to you. Greetings, soldier. I am King Micah. I have been waiting for your journey to bring you before us. Your actions in defense of our land benefit us all. It is an honor to meet you, sire. How can I be of assistance? He shakes his head sadly. Some years ago, a small band came to the defense of Avernum at a time of great trial. Where our armies could not succeed, these heroes did. They are gone now, and nobody knows where they went. Now, once again, we struggle for survival. I'm working on plans to defend our ravaged land, and I try to figure out how to defeat our nemesis. What brought the Empire's wrath upon Avernum? Once Erica killed Emperor Hawthorne, curse her, the Empire really had no choice but to attack. I can't blame them. Such a provocation was intolerable. The Empire is bringing more and more troops down here. The process is slow but inexorable. They may well wipe us out. They don't have much land now, but they're building their strength. They have one leader, one powerful scourge who works day and night towards our defeat. Who is our nemesis? I speak of Garzad, Archmage and leader of the Empire forces in Avernum. I am looking for a way to have him assassinated. Dishonorable, I know, but we may have no choice. His genius and raw magical power threaten us all. I say this with little fear of contradiction. I believe that, as long as Garzad lives, we will probably lose this war. Where is Garzad and how can he be assassinated? Garzad is in Avernum now, but we know not where he is or how to reach him, or how to kill him if we could reach him. But perhaps, if we are lucky, someone will figure out how. In the meantime, we do have some knowledge. Can you share that knowledge with me? Erica and Solberg knew Garzad once. They may know how to deal with him. We know also that he was skilled in creating guardian runes. Those will need to be dealt with. Finally, he is a wizard skilled in creating magical shields, and an attacker would need help penetrating his castle's defenses. Every one of these steps must be completed before you have a chance of defeating our great foe. Where can I find Solberg? He is trapped in a tower near Formello. He cannot leave for fear that Avernum's foes will strike him down. He told me once he had an idea for how to kill Garzad. Guardian runes? Powerful magical wards carved into floors and walls. They block all passage or they incinerate any who brave them. The court wizard Roan says he may know a way to break even the strongest guardian rune. Ask him about them. What sort of defenses can Garzad create? We think that his fortress deep in Empire lands has a variety of magical defenses. We have contacted the Bonatai regarding Garzad, and they have said that one of their skilled wizards might be able to help you. Our envoys have learned that their greatest wizard, the mighty Rentar Erno, resides in one of the towers of wizardry. I think she would be eager to help you slay Garzad. Where is Erica? Her tower is beyond the battle lines, but maybe someone can figure out how to reach it. She is the cause of many of our problems, and yet she is still our best ally. Her hatred of the Empire is intense, and her powers are great. Just, please, if you go see her, try not to help her do anything too outlandish. Her assassination of Emperor Hawthorne brought this ruin on our heads. You know how I can reach her? The Tower of Magi has a portal which can teleport people all over Avernum. It would probably be your best bet if you could figure out how to use it. I believe the wizard Solberg maintains contact with her. Ask him how to reach her. How fares the war, your majesty? He sighs. The less asked of that, the better. It is an ugly affair. I can only say this because we are safely in private, but it is so. Okay, so just making sure. Now, obviously, Garzad will be the last mission we'll do, pretty much. So I'm not worried about doing it right now, but we will get around to it. You are aware that I contacted the Bonatai people? How could I not be? I've been trying to contact them as well. However, they have refused to speak with me until the crystal souls are returned. If all three were returned to them, great things might be possible. I will resume my journey. I am glad to hear it. I am sure you did not ask to become so important to the future of Avernum. However, that has proved to be your fate. Good luck to you. A tall, balding man is perched on a stool behind the counter. He wears as fine robes as you have ever seen in Avernum. A long, slender blade hangs from his belt. When you enter, he is counting an impressive pile of gold coins. He nods to you, but he doesn't seem pleased to have a visitor, especially not a lowly soldier. Welcome, warrior. I'm called Lithgow, royal treasurer. That's quite a bit of gold. It is supposed to be. I am the treasurer of the kingdom. He passes his blade. It's a job that keeps me active. Exactly what does a royal treasurer do? It's a tough job, keeping track of all the crown's wealth. It's spread all over Avernum now, in the form of blades and armor and enchanted items, all valuable metal or magic, but I keep track. Active how? Everyone wants some cash for this or metal for that. Metal is too rare to give out lightly, but everyone with crown clearance is entitled to an occasional stipend for expenses. He seems to really wish that he didn't have to tell you that. I have crown clearance. Can I have my stipend? He makes some notes in a thick ledger and hands you a small pouch of copper coins. Here's your allowance. It'll buy you a few nice meals. Spend it carefully now and justify the resources you have been given. 25 coins? Are you kidding? We have all this gold and we get 25 coins. Well, okay, whatever. How goes the war? Even one of your clearance can't get an answer to that. All I will say is this. Yes, few in Avernum will take a risk unless they are given coin. Coin is not infinite. I wish all would would happily give their lives against the Empire for free, but that is not the way of things. Lithgow watches you warily. The royal treasurer is worried that at any moment you may try to take away some of his nice, pretty money. I don't need anything else. I'm relieved to hear it. Good day. This room is dominated by a shallow, clear pool, smooth as a mirror. The water is hot and the chamber is full of steam. At first you think it's a large bathtub, then you see the kneeling pads by the water's edge. You stare deep into the pool and watch, transfixed, as images of the area around the castle appear before you. However, nothing interesting seems to be happening. You step away. Okay, I feel like we need to do a little bit more before we... Again, oh, dang. Yeah, we have a lot of quests now. But all the stuff about Garzad, we are just going to have to wait until we are ready for that. Because it is one of the hardest things to do in the game. In the meantime, though, we can... let's go ahead and make things easier real quick first and go back to the Tower Magi. Get access to the portal, finally. But not only do we have Magi clearance, we also have Crown clearance, so it goes without saying that we should get access to the portal now. And we should also buy some magical training from X. But yeah, there's a lot to get through and so little time to do so. I mean, not little time. I mean, you can take as much time as you need to with a game like this, but you know, I'm just saying. All right, first let's go ahead and get access to the portal because we're definitely going to need it. The guard stops you. He says Magi clearance is required to go up there. You say that you have it. He pulls the scroll out of his pouch, reads it, and puts it away. All right, you can go up there, but be careful. Strong magic up there. The central chamber glows and crackles with power, all of it emanating from a huge glowing portal. It's twice your height and dominates your attention. A portal with this power could carry you hundreds of miles or blast you into a tiny million tiny pieces. When you get close to the center of the chamber, the portal has a sudden power surge. A demon steps out of the maelstrom. It sees you and laughs. It waves a clawed hand. More hellspawn appear around him and attack. No wonder there are no mages up here. This thing is crazy unstable. There's a shimmering portal here. Do you want to enter it? Okay, so we completed the quest to master the tower portal. We'll get to it later, though. Does he have different dialogue, though? Can I start to use portal? Yes, go to the core of the Tower Magi. Step within while saying the desired coordinates. Hopefully you will survive. Alright, now let's head over to X. Now that we have Magi clearance and otherwise. Ooh, there's also a trainer that also could train us now. If you don't mind too much, I want to learn a few spells. X is crazy, but he knows many effective spells. Oh, that is a lot of money, but hey, at least we got access to more spells. I am curious to see what the lady in Formello can train now, though. We have more than soldier clearance. Alright, we still need to learn the spell barrier, but we do have access to these other ones. Fire Blast, Arcane Summon, Cloak of the Arcane, Arcane Blow. And then we still need to get access to this spell barrier. Well, let's head back to Formello real quick, because I do want to see what that one soldier that said we can get training when we were a higher clearance can do. Lucky for you that you have Magi clearance. There's some secret new techniques I can teach you. What are your secret techniques? Awesome. Nothing I really need. Fortunately. But I can see why I was hidden behind Magi clearance at least. Let's head back to the castle. And we do need to get access to the spell barrier, so I think it might be best now to head over to Fort Emerald, if we can find it. There are several hills circling the castle, and each has been equipped with a watchtower. Alert soldiers scan the Great Cave for miles around, watch for anything that might be an Empire raid. Okay, I don't want to go that encounter. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take on whatever this encounter is over here. Yeah, we can do that. You poke your nose around one hill too many. This particular hill has a nest of Empire troops in it, preparing for a new raid. Angered at being found, they attack. They have a giant with them, no doubt there to handle the heavy work. It's a hideous creature. Its skin looks like melted wax, and metal plates have been embedded into its flesh. At least I can do this now. Let's just go ahead and go out and keep hitting them with Arcane Blow. Stuff like that. Oh, I thought for sure she would go for my mage one more time. Get more loot. The remote lake is to the north. It's an isolated body of brackish water cut off from the rivers of Avernum. No boats sail on it. It's a pretty sight, illuminated by the glowing moss ahead. Ooh, Camp Samuels. Okay, no Fort Emerald yet, but we're at Camp Samuels now. So, with that in mind, though, I'm going to save the game right here, and I'll see you all soon with the next part of Let's Play.